It's Sunday morning, August 18th, 2019 in western Newfoundland. I'm in the bush, somewhere north of Corner Brook and south of Gros Morne National Park. I did a lot of exploring last night to try to find the perfect campsite, and I did eventually find this secluded flat spot at the end of a spur. But I'm going to keep exploring. I'm going to wander north toward Gros Morne, and then as the week progresses, I'm going to work my way east across the province. It doesn't matter how degraded a road looks, it usually leads to someone's secluded hideaway, so I'm sticking to the main thoroughfare for the most part. I finally returned to pavement near Woody Point, which is a small town on the west coast near Gros Morne National Park. I'm gonna head in and check it out. Fish burger. This is Woody Point, and I like it. It really strikes a nice balance between authentic working town and tourist destination, with shops and restaurants and cafes. Onward. I'm at Berry Hill Campground in Gros Morne National Park. My plan is to spend 2 nights here. Tonight I'm just gonna chill out. Tomorrow I plan an epic hike, and then after the hike come back here to the campground just for convenience sake. Berry Hill's a really lovely campground. The walk around the pond was absolutely beautiful. The washrooms have free showers. Granted, they're the push button kind. They have to press every few seconds, but that's good enough. There's also Wi-Fi over there, a place to wash dishes, stoves to cook on, and it's a little bit busy right now because it's peak season, but there's a little bit of cell service, and it's just enough to watch Netflix. So that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. It's Monday morning around 7 a.m. I have a 9-mile hike ahead of me with plenty of stops for photo and video. So I'm making sure I'm prepared this morning. A fluffy coat because it's going to be cold on the mountain. Water. Sandwich. Snacks. GoPro. Extra camera batteries. My iPad with Gaia GPS running and already recording. Gros Morne Mountain. 9-mile hike, supposed to be pretty strenuous. It's not so bad now, but I think I'm gonna have my work cut out for me. Oh, no, no, no. That's what I get for fumbling with the camera and not paying attention to where I'm walking. Ah. That shallow ravine up the side of the mountain appears to be the trail. Looks to be a bit bonkers, but that's okay, because adventure, right? Bring it on.
See you at the top?
Yep, see you there.
See you soon.
Trying to finish off my bean water so I can switch to water proper. I'm gonna need every drop of this. The summit got crowded right after I got there, but there were a bunch of these little stone wind shelters, and it was a perfect opportunity to enjoy my sandwich, which wasn't nearly enough. Now I'm working my way back down, and it's a loop. And I don't even think I'm halfway done the hike. So I'm gonna be beat by the time I get back to the Jeep. How long are you staying on the island for?
Probably another week or so.
Okay.
Yeah, at least.
That was Ethan and Logan, the guys I met from New Zealand when I first arrived in Nova Scotia, driving the Mitsubishi Delica, and I interviewed them. I was walking by, and I was about a football field distance away, and they're like, "Hey, Chris." Like, what in the heck? I'm all the way back in the bush. Who is this? And they're like, "It's Ethan and Logan. We saw your truck in the parking lot." I've completed the loop, but I still have a few kilometers of backtracking to go to get back to the Jeep. This hike has been extraordinary though, brutal, but totally breathtaking the entire way. I'm gonna put the camera away and get to it. According to Gaia GPS, that hike was 16.8 kilometers, and it was awesome, but my feet and my ankles are killing me. Terrain was very uneven, but it was worth it. The scenery was spectacular. I'm back at camp now at Berry Hill, and I got cleaned up, got a shower, feeling really good. My shoes are drying out on the hood of the Jeep, and tomorrow I'm going to pack up and keep heading east across Newfoundland. For the rest of the night, I'm just going to settle in. It's Tuesday morning, August 20th. I just left camp, and it's a bit of a rainy morning so far. But I'm going to head east and look for places to explore. Probably spend the night in the wilderness somewhere, wherever that may be. Hot. A little bit overgrown, but it's a good track. It's an enjoyable route so far, but the rain is hindering my ability to go outside with the camera. I hope it lets up. I don't mind if it's a little overcast. There's some interesting offshoots along this road. The last one that I tried didn't go anywhere, but it offered some really amazing views. Another offshoot with an amazing view. I'd be tempted to spend the night here, except it's only 2:30 p.m. So there's plenty of daylight left to find something even better. Keeping my fingers crossed. I really hoped that that track would lead down to the coast, but by the time I got to the bottom of the hill, there was no visible trail left, so turned around and I'm heading back out. It was wishful thinking. It'd take a little bit of elbow grease, but this would make a good platform for a schoolie mobile home conversion. Looks like I'm at the end of the route. That was very long, very colorful, and had an interesting descent at the very end. I found a decent secluded campsite tonight at the top of a mountain, probably 2 kilometers down a 2-track. And I'm not going to be bothered here, but the mountain's bald and right now it's very windy. So I'm wondering if I should have looked for a place at a lower elevation. That route today was great, and I was totally thrilled that it was a through road. Most primitive roads I found so far have been out and back, so they go inland to a lake or they go to the coastline and then you have to backtrack. Well, this one went from point to point and it was about 30 miles. It wasn't very technical, so you could probably get through on a stock 4-wheel drive vehicle, but it was overgrown at parts and it was very scenic. Right after I left that rolled over school bus, a moose, a big bull, ran across the road right in front of me. I didn't have any cameras rolling at the time, but it was awesome. Newfoundland has a lot of great waterfalls, but what I'm finding is many of them don't have trails that lead right up to them. With the exception of this one that I just found, which was by the road, it was a great way to start the morning. But it's Wednesday morning, and my intentions for today are to first start off with this backcountry route that I'm on now, and then toward the end of the day make my way toward the town of Twillingate, which is a bit of an attraction that I'm excited to explore. This trail became very overgrown. Not recommended for any vehicle. It's just soft brush that's grown in and extending over the trail. Someone with about 6 months and a set of pruning shears could probably make it serviceable again, but what's left of my clear coat is toast. Stuck in traffic near Badger, Newfoundland, and now's as good a time as any to transfer some gas over. The auxiliary fuel tank, by the way, has been fantastic. I love it. A little over half an hour later, and my factory fuel tank is showing 3/4 full. The auxiliary pump automatically shuts off when the auxiliary tank is depleted, and I didn't even stop driving. I'm on the coast north of Twillingate, where I popped the camper among other RVs and campers. I'm walking around trying to get video footage, but I don't know where to begin. Do I start over there? Do I go over there? How about up there? There's a lot of hiking trails all around, and this is just a phenomenal place to spend the night. The cloud cover is just right, so I think we might be in for a sunset too. So cool. Again? Again? All right. Whoa, good catch. Go on, drop it. Okay, here we go. Whoa, close one.
Alright, coffee and make a muffin.
I'm at Crow's Nest Cafe in Crowhead, and Crosby the dog lives here, who's an absolute pleasure to play catch with. Yes. Twillingate, Newfoundland. My only regret is that there aren't currently any icebergs. If you come earlier in the season, or even off-season, the sea behind me would be dotted with towering icebergs. And while I saw some icebergs when I was up in Alaska, I didn't see any that are the size of a house. And that's what I really want to see, and it's still on my bucket list. I'm just gonna have to keep on waiting. It's Thursday afternoon, so I'm gonna call that a wrap for this week. I did some exploring around town today, and I found fast internet at a local craft brewery, which is fortuitous. So I'm gonna settle in tomorrow, do my editing and publishing from here, and then on Saturday I'll resume exploring. But as usual, thank you all for following along. I hope you've been enjoying Newfoundland so far, and I'll catch up with you again next Friday.